What's up, travelers? In this video, I'm going to discuss exactly when is the best time to visit Da Nang, Vietnam. No matter if you like the hot weather, like the cold weather, or love to travel on a budget, in this video, I'm going to tell you exactly when to visit the city of Da Nang, Vietnam. Let me start off this video by saying, in my opinion, there's no wrong time to visit the city of Da Nang, but there is different or better times to visit Da Nang depending on your requirements. So obviously, a lot of people are gonna tell me, hey, I wanna visit Da Nang, I wanna go to the beach, I want the warm weather, I love the beach weather, you know, I wanna be around everybody that's out here. And obviously, that's gonna be a clear-cut favorite time to come to Da Nang, which is gonna be the summertime or the peak time. And this time is gonna range from right around the beginning of April, and it's gonna go all the way till about August. Now, during this time, there's a lot of things going on. So if you guys actually want the peak time where you're gonna have sun every day, the heat, a lot of people, be able to meet people, that's probably gonna be your best time, is gonna be April, all the way up till about August, which we're currently in now. We're in August, second week of August, and it is hot. I'm telling you, I've been here 2023, 2024, and 2025 now, and I don't think I've ever felt a hotter time, or at least the most humid time than right now in the middle of August. So what you're looking at right now is the peak season. This is kind of the tail end that we're wrapping up the summer, the hot season. All the locals are out here, the tourists are out here, the Westerners. So this is kind of the peak season. This is kind of the most busiest, craziest, hottest time that you're gonna see is right around now. But next month is gonna start the rainy season. So officially the rainy season goes on from September all the way till January. Now last year, it was a little bit different. I don't know why, but the rainy season didn't officially start till the first or second week into October. So it actually started later, but the rainy season almost carried into late February, I think almost March of last year. Now obviously there's gonna be pros and cons with this summer peak season. The pros are obviously gonna be the great weather, the lack of rain, just the nature. You get to see everything, non-cloudy skies, no rain like I said, all the natural beauty of the city. But there is gonna be some cons. The cons are obviously gonna be some of your hotels are gonna be booked. If they're not booked, they're probably gonna be higher prices. You're gonna go to places and there's gonna be a lot more people. There's gonna be locals down here taking their families and their kids down to go to the beach on family vacation, and the Western tourists will be out here. So you're gonna run into a lot more people during this peak summer season. Some of the stuff might be sold out. Some of the stuff you might have to stand in line for. If you go to Ba Na Hills or the statue of Lady Buddha, some of these things are gonna take a little bit longer. So you gotta understand, you're trading that for standing in line, higher cost, and different things like that, because everyone else wants to be just like you and come during that time. So that's kind of the trade-offs. If you guys think the pros are worth the cons, then maybe you guys are the people that want to come during the summertime. So the summertime, once again, would be right around April, and it goes all the way up till August, depending on when the rain season will start to kick in. And if you guys already been to Da Nang, or you guys already know when is the best time for you guys to visit, pop it in the comments and let me know, hey, Will, this is the best time, or hey, this is the time that I want to come. So I'd love to know what you guys think is your perfect time to come to Da Nang. So now we're going to discuss the rainy season. As I mentioned, the second season is the rainy season. Now this is going to be, like it says, the rainy season, which means there's going to be rain, and there's going to be a good amount of rain. Now, that necessarily doesn't mean that it's going to rain 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's not, at least in my experience. So yes, once September hits, you guys will start noticing the cooler weather, the rainstorms, the rain showers, everything like that. But here's the good news. Da Nang is a very, very humid place, and it is a great, great feeling to go from that extreme temperature of heat all the way down to cool or just a little bit below cool. I've spent the last year all the way I spent the full year through Da Nang, and I didn't mind the rainy season at all, not one bit. I enjoyed it actually, because most of my stuff was able to get done before or after the rain. Like I said, it doesn't rain all the time, not 24 hours a day, not 7 days a week. For example, maybe in the morning it might rain from like 9 o'clock in the morning to 12 in the afternoon. It might clear up for a few hours. Then maybe again at 6 or 7 o'clock at night, it might rain again. So if you guys can handle a little bit of the rain or even a moderate amount of the rain, the rainy season might be for you. Now, here's the good part about that. The rainy season, in theory, is the cheapest part of the year. And why? Because like I discussed, the summer peak season is the most expensive and the most popular time of the year in Da Nang. So, on the flip side, the rainy season is going to have the least amount of people. You're not going to be able to go out and enjoy the great sights like Ba Na Hills because it might be foggy up there. The statue of Lady Buddha might be kind of empty because not too many people want to go out there and see the skies are all cloudy when you look out. But it's not going to be terrible, at least in my opinion. If you stay out here for a long time, the rainy season is a great breakup from the hot weather, as I said. And for me, I don't mind it. I come from San Francisco. Well, I come from about 30 minutes away from San Francisco. And we have a rainy season, and I enjoy the rainy season. As long as I'm not shooting a video or out doing something, I don't mind if it rains all day. So to me, it doesn't really bother me having a rainy season. And your hotels are going to be a little bit cheaper. The restaurants are obviously going to be more empty because there's just not as many people out here. So if you guys are basically on a travel budget or want to spend the least amount of money, the cheapest time of the year is going to probably be between September and January. More than likely, maybe November and December when the peak rain season hits. That's probably going to be the cheapest time. So November, December, you are going to get the most amount of rain, but you will probably get hotels, apartments, stuff like that cheaper. Your restaurants will be easier to go in. You probably won't have a line. If you want to go to the mall, if you want to go do things, you're going to have very short lines. So if you guys want to just focus on the budget aspect and you don't mind the rain, the rainy season might be perfect for you. So now let's discuss that hidden secret travel time, which I consider to be kind of a in between those two seasons. You're gonna look at this season as maybe a little bit cheaper version of the peak season and a less rainy season than the rainy season. And I'm talking about the months of about late February till about late April. So that's going to be a peak time. You're going to be coming off the rainy season, or at least there's just going to be moderate small amounts of rain in beginning or late February. So you're probably going to get over most of the rain. You might get a shower here or there, once a week for that first, tail end of this season. But the weather's going to be cooler. People are still not going to be out because it's still not the end of school for the young school local kids. So the families aren't coming on vacations. The Westerners are probably avoiding the rainy season and waiting until everything clears up. And you're missing the holiday season that happens in April. You're just past the Tet holiday. Tet is kind of like the New Year's celebration here in Vietnam, and that kind of takes place in mid to early January, and it spans about 2 weeks, sometimes over the course of 2 weeks. So Tet has just ended during this time in late January. and then you're just getting past the rainy season. So late February, almost the clear skies are coming. The weather is just starting to warm up. Hotels are probably pretty abundant. You have good choices of cheap, decent, affordable hotels, probably even apartments. This is probably a good time to maybe look at apartments as well. And then you're just right before the big holidays and the big peak season of everyone starting to flock to the city of Da Nang. So that's kind of the middle season. Now, like I said, there's basically, in my opinion, 3 seasons. The best weather, hottest weather, and the most expensive tourist season, which obviously, like I said, was going to be probably late April all the way till late August. That's what we covered in the first little season from the beginning of the video. That next season is kind of the rainy, less traveled, but not as nice. You're gonna get hit with some rain for sure. That is the rainy season, but that's actually a great time to probably negotiate longer term rentals. Because if you're actually here for a whole year or many, many months, that's the peak season to talk to your landlord and say, hey, you know what? It's September, the rainy season's coming. Look, I just noticed a bunch of tourists leaving. Hey, why don't we make a 3-month or a 6-month deal, knock a little bit of money off the rent, and I'll sign a contract, and I'll go ahead and stay a little bit longer. We're heading into September right now. You guys know that I want to get my apartment a little bit cheaper. So what I'm going to do is maybe negotiate at the end of September with my landlord and say, hey, you know what? I'll sign a 3 or a 6-month contract, maybe even put down a little money up front, and maybe try to lock in one of those deals when the landlords are kind of unsure. Hey, are the tourists going to stay here during rainy season or not? That is Will Travels' kind of little sneaky bonus tip of the day right there. And then if you guys just kind of don't want to deal with the heat, don't want to deal with all the tourists, don't want to deal with the holidays, that little hidden season of late February all the way up to late April is a perfect compromise. You guys can hear the traffic in the background. This is the peak season, so you will hear a lot of noise and a lot of stuff like that. But those are kind of the 3 seasons that I kind of recommend based on your preference and your criteria of when you want to come to the city of Da Nang, Vietnam. I would love to know, like I said, when is your guys' favorite time to come to Da Nang? Or when are you guys planning on coming to Da Nang? Leave that in the comments below. There's the construction, so they are building more and more accommodations for you guys, which probably means the price of hotels and apartments might be going down as well. So I know it's a minor inconvenience, but for the long term, those construction sites might actually help us budget travelers down the road. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that you guys are clear on which season fits you guys the most. I know for me, this is a year-round season city for me to travel. I don't mind any of them. I dread certain parts about all of them, and I love certain parts about all of them. That's why I make this city my home all year long, and you guys could too, or you can single out and say, I want to come during this season, this season, this season. That's what makes Da Nang very good. So if you guys can, please hit the like button, please hit the subscribe button, and once again, happy travels.